Vice Admiral Samir Saxena, Flag Officer Commanding in Chief, Southern Naval Command, Mrs. Lavani Saxena, President, Navy Welfare and Wellness Association, Southern Region, Vice Admiral Praveen Nair, Controller Personal Services, Vice Admiral Manish Chadda, Commandant of the Indian Naval Academy, Vice Admiral MP Muralidharan, our former Commandant of the Naval Academy. Indeed, I think he was the first Commandant when the Academy was inaugurated in 2008. Our special invitees, our brave officers, Lieutenant Commanders Dilna and Rupa, all the teachers and mentors of the participants of the semi-final and the final round, and through the YouTube channel, all other students who have taken part in ThinkU 25. I'm sure you would agree that what a wonderful quizzing we witnessed in the last hour and a half, where we saw brilliance, we saw emotions, we saw sometimes haste. Haste makes waste, they say. But we also saw the ability to take risks. And there's very little difference, between, when do you have to take risk and when it can be termed as making haste. So the teams which did that, just don't lose heart. You did very well, because it's a cliche now, but it is still true that no risk, no gain. And therefore, you must learn to take risk. Sometimes you will lose, but there will be more times when you will gain. And risk-taking becomes a habit in your daily lives. So don't curse yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself if by taking risk you lost some points today. Amongst all this, firstly I want to congratulate the quiz masters who did this ThinkU 2025 in a different manner. The rounds were absolutely thrilling, and it gave opportunity, especially the buzzer rounds, to everybody, equal opportunity, that if you knew the answer and if you had the gumption to buzz, you could win 8 or 10 points straight away. So that was I think done very well, and I want to really congratulate them. But amongst all this, what was happening, as we saw calmness under tremendous pressure, because we know, some of us who have done quizzing, it is not easy to sit there and you may know the answer, but there is always a doubt, because there is something at stake. But boys and girls, this is what is going to happen as you grow in life, as you go beyond your schools and colleges, that you will have to seize the moment. You will have to learn to recover from losses very fast, because time doesn't wait for anybody. And sometimes you have to do it on the move. As you are losing or winning, you have to strategize, and you have to ensure that what is to be done and what is not to be done. And that we saw from many teams. They exactly knew when to answer, what to answer, and when not to answer, more importantly. But I want to congratulate all the participating teams for turning up and taking part in this edition. This is the 4th edition of ThinkU. We started this in 2022 with a view to largely to enhance maritime consciousness amongst our populace, and largely amongst the youth, because we realize that most in India do not understand the maritime domain. And if they don't understand maritime domain, they obviously don't understand what the Indian Navy does, what is the role of the seas and oceans on the growth and well-being of our country and people respectively. But that is the level of knowledge which is there. It is growing. Not to say, because I was in Varanasi a few months back at IIT, and I was pleasantly surprised that some of these undergrads and grad students knew a bit of Navy and maritime domain. So that was our aim, And I want to congratulate the Nava, which was actually in the forefront when we started this, of course, ably supported by the Indian Navy, for taking this move forward. And I hope, and my suggestion to all the students who took part is that please carry this maritime adventure, maritime experience with you, and utilize it in your lives. You may or may not become a naval officer. You may or not become a merchant navy officer. You may or may not become anything to do with going to sea. But there are other domains in your lives. In whichever profession you go, you will hear about things like blue economy. You will hear things about maritime trade and commerce. And for the uninitiated, all those who don't know, 95% of our trade, India's trade, on which our GDP depends, on which our growth depends. Today we are a 4.1 trillion economy. We aim to become 30 trillion economy by 2047, and that is when we want to become the Viksit Bharat, a developed India, where people from rest of the countries of the world, of the universe, they would dream to come and settle here and visit India. That is the kind of India which we want. And I'm not putting pressure on the youngsters, but 22 years from now, you will be in the prime of your youth, and you are actually the producers, you are the directors, you are the actors, you are the actresses, and many times you are also the audience of this journey from here for the next 22 years of this Viksit Bharat, which is the dream of, which was the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. And now it has become a dream and belief of every countryman. And I can see that whenever one talks about in any part of the world, any part of the country, there is a belief that we are on a right track. And you youngsters will have a large role to play to take a country forward and take it to become the Viksit Bharat of 2047. Last year we had this theme of Viksit Bharat as the theme, where, like I said, we want to become a country which is developed, which is confident, which is Atmanirbhar. And this year we chose the vehicle through which, one of the vehicles, the prime vehicles through which we will become Viksit Bharat, which is the oceans. And that's why the Mahasagar, you have heard already, the MC is telling about the Sagar, which was enunciated by Honorable Prime Minister in Mauritius in 2015, and he now enlarged it to Mahasagar, which means oceans, again in Mauritius in the same month, March of 2025. So, large tenets of those Mahasagar were, part of one of the segments. As I said, we are very glad that when we started, we had 6,000 schools. And in the fourth edition itself, we have touched 14,000 schools. I am sure next year we'll have many more. I believe that this is the best training, one of the best training academies in the world, in the whole world. Certainly in Asia, this is the best training academy. And all the students who have come here, who have seen this, who have stayed here for days, and who have experienced the facilities there, if you cannot get motivated to take part in our journey, either to become a naval officer or be a part of this maritime journey of the country, nothing else can motivate you. So that is why we chose this Indian Naval Academy last year, that this is where we make future leaders, as was brought out. This is the cradle of leadership. And you would have seen young boys and girls, when they come here, they do spend 4 years or 1 year as depending on their entry. And when they pass out, they're very confident young officers ready to lead. I want to thank the Southern Naval Command, the Indian Naval Academy, and as I said, the NAVA, for putting up such a good show, looking after all the participants. And you have had a role in enhancing the maritime consciousness, which was the aim with which we started Think You in 2022. So as we take this spirit forward of knowledge, wisdom, and especially the maritime consciousness. I will leave you with one thought from Swami Vivekanand, which all of you must have read, at least the boys and girls must have read: "Arise, awake, and stop not till you reach your goal." And on that note, I want to wish all the participants, the winners, the runners-up, the third position, that is bronze medalist, the fourth one, and indeed all the participants, all the very best in your lives. I saw some shoulders drooping, which was I think normal, which is normal in normal times. But here in the Navy, we believe that losing is the first step to start winning. So if you have not won today, that is not the end of it. Don't let your shoulders droop. Don't let the smile vanish from your face. Keep smiling. Be confident. These are occasions because everybody cannot win. Somebody has to come second. Somebody has to come third. In my eyes, everybody is a winner. All the very best to you for the next occasion, next year, same time, and good luck and God bless. May this resolve guide all of us in our endeavor to enhance the maritime consciousness and steer our country, our nation, to become the Viksit Bharat through the cradle of Mahasagar. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for patient hearing. Good luck. God bless. Jai Hind.